Alright guys, so I'm at work and I just realized that Tokyo Ghoul Season 3, the first episode has been released on Funimation, and I'm about to go watch like the first 5 minutes of it. Well, you guys, yeah, it was shitty. I just wanted to show you guys the opening. I know we all get super excited for our great new anime openings. You guys, I'm so stoked, and it couldn't have been more perfect that I put this shirt on today because Season 3 of Tokyo Ghoul's out, and now we've got 6 days and some hours to wait for our second episode. So we're going to talk about the first episode. Of course, you saw kind of the very beginning. The character Sasaki had, it almost looked like Toku's Kagune, so I'm really intrigued on how all of this is gonna go, because they don't even show in the trailers. They do not show Kaneki, they don't show really too much of the old characters from Season 1 and Season 2. So in the beginning, you're introduced to Kuki Urie. I think he's a 3rd level. Is that what they call them? 3rd level. Anyway, you're introduced to Kuki, and he is fighting a ghoul. And he looks completely human and everything, and he has a Kagune, and the ghoul is taunting him and trying to get him to fight, and is calling him a stupid human, all of this stuff, and slowly you start to see this other awesome guy zooming in on a motorbike, so you know some point he's gonna probably meet up with Kuki. Okay, mind you, I keep wanting to say Kugi because of Killing Stalking, so pardon me if I do. Kuki is fighting this ghoul, and the ghoul's after him, going back and forth, and ends up knocking his Kagune out of his hand. So you're assuming that they are from the CCG. Then you are introduced to another fighter. You're introduced to Ginshi Shirazu, and he is also a fighter from the CCG, and you can tell that they're calling them, what are they called? Droves? Droves. I think it's Droves. Correct me if I'm wrong. I apologize. I just watched the episode. Anyway, so he's calling them, you know, mocking them, calling them droves, all of this stuff. They are fighting with their Kagunes, and they're pretty neat. I believe Ginshi's is like a bunch of like spike-like needles that fly out from him, and Kuki had like it was like a long rod, and he fought with it. I don't know really what its special power was. So they eventually get interrupted by Heisei Sasaki. Heisei Sasaki comes in and he just completely takes out the ghoul, no problem. And you can tell that this guy is an actual like higher up compared to the other 2 characters that you're previously introduced to, which in his introduction it ranks him as the 1st. They end up in a meeting, all of these CCG members, and they're trying to find a ghoul that is going after women and going after their torsos. So they have some kind of private investigation, and you end up finding out that they are called Quinks. They are half human, half ghoul, and they were created, it seems like they were created, to go out and fight for the CCG, and it's kind of like, well, I mean, if they die, it's not that big of a deal because they're ghouls and we need to get rid of them anyway. So you slowly start to find out that they're part of the QS squad, or Quink squad. So they're actual ghouls built with Quinkes inside of their bodies, making them half ghoul. And this is like a real trippy spin on it. So you're introduced so far to Kuki, Ginshi, and Heisei. So far, they look badass. They look legit. They're awesome characters. The next character that pops in is a cute little innocent looking boy. And he's not a little boy, but he looks like a little boy. And he has an eye patch, and he's at the doctor's. And this is like a special doctor for these types of Quinks. and his name is Toru. And Toru is adorable. I think he might be my favorite so far. He's like this cute little innocent kid, and he goes out and they're all on this hunt to find this torso hunting ghoul. Kuki and Ginshi are kind of, you can tell they're together. They're the ones that go out and do patrols together and all of this stuff. And so they're off doing their own thing, trying to find the torso guy. And then you have Heisei and Toru, and those two kind of hang out and get along. They're discussing trying to find the torso hunting guy because obviously the other two don't want to work with them too much. They find out a taxi driver is one of the torso hunters, and as they are trying to fight this guy, another scary looking ghoul comes in, and he's got a mask, he's hooded, he's got a really crazy kagune. He is kicking Kuki and Genshi's asses. Like, they're getting their asses handed to them. And so all of a sudden, in comes Heisei. Poor Toru tries to get his kagune to work, and you're trying to figure out what his kagune is, but you don't get to see it because he just, for some reason, doesn't like have control of it, and that's how you're introduced to him. I was a little confused at this part. As they're showing you this taxi driver or the torso hunting ghoul driving around, he has this girl in the back seat. As this young girl is sitting in the back seat warning this taxi driver that the CCG is on his tail, she mentions Big Brother, and of course, when you hear Big Brother in Tokyo Ghoul, you're thinking Kaneki and Hanami. And so I'm really curious if that's Hanami. Of course, she is well grown up now. As you're continuing to watch this, Heisei ends up trying to kick ass, and he tries to protect his team members, and he does, breaking his sword, and you see him kind of stop, and he's having this moment where he doesn't want to let his kagune take over him, and then you see Kaneki, and Kaneki, so he wraps his arms around Heisei and is like, let me take over, like, let me just like embrace me. He does it exactly like Lise does, and it's trippy. And that's the end of the episode. You see him straight up, you see him straight up crack his knuckles at the end of the episode, and that's where you left off, you guys. That's where you left off. You see Kaneki and Heisei together, and Heisei has white hair and Kaneki has white hair, and I want more. I don't want to wait. I'm done. I just want, like, we get spoiled with Netflix releases on anime because you get the whole season, but then when you binge the whole season, it's just kind of done and over with. You gotta wait for the next one. 6 days, you guys. But this episode, like, it got me. It got me hooked back into Tokyo Ghoul. I'm loving it. It was great. All of the characters were stunning. All of the animation was stunning. I love Tokyo Ghoul animation. It's just so pretty and colorful, and even though it's such a hardcore anime and it's like almost horror in a way, it's beautiful. I love it. And I mean, like, even the shirt, I love the colors on this shirt. I'm in love with Tokyo Ghoul, and I'm so happy it's back, you guys. Like, I'm excited to see all the cosplays that are going to come up out of this as well. Might even think about some myself, and I can't wait to be introduced to all of these other quinks and find out what this squad is about, and if they're legitimately wanting to help the CCG or if they're going to turn around and just fuck them up. But definitely voting for the ghouls. Definitely cannot wait to see Toka and everybody else as they kind of show them in the beginning of the opening. Let me know what you thought. If you did watch the episode, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the characters. Let me know what you think about Heisei and Kaneki. And once again, all of my social media will be linked down below. Don't forget to hit the notification button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, you guys. I also have my latest review of Jazz coming out soon, so please stick around for that. If it is up, I will link it up here. If not, you'll probably have to wait a day or so. I hope you all really enjoyed the review. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya!